What's going on, y'all? This your boy Slick 50 for GMT Podcast, one half of the judges table. Man, I just watched an extraordinary episode. Shout out to the brothers over there at Earn Your Leisure. The episode I'm talking about, you can check it out over there, especially if you're into finances and all of that. But they was talking to Terence Crawford. Man, this interview was so good, man. They were asking like all the right questions, not the usual questions. He's been on his circuit going to radio station, and pretty much everyone asks the right question. I mean, the wrong questions. When I say wrong questions, it's entertaining, but it's not what we want to know, right? And for me, the questions they was asking is pretty much the questions I want to ask, if I had the opportunity. So again, shout out to Earn Your Leisure. Please go check it out. Bud was just doing a tells all on boxing. It couldn't get no better. All the speculation and the war between aficionados and the casuals, and just a tell-all spiel. For instance, he was saying that he felt like he shouldn't have to be someone or a character that he's not. In other words, if he can't be himself, then forget it. He just seems like a down-earth dude. I met him once or twice, and yeah, pretty much he's a down-earth dude, and I agree with everything he said. They asked him the question of, you see the Ali's, Mayweathers, they build up this character that helps sell and made them larger than life. And he was like, if I gotta do the WWE stuff, it ain't for me, because those guys, gotta walk with security, they end up inadvertently creating enemies, stuff like that. He was like, that's not worth it. I feel like my performance in the ring should be good enough. I'm sacrificing my life already for your entertainment. And I respected that, you know what I'm saying? 100%. Because he's telling the truth. The minute you get in that ring, anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? And we hear so many times that boxers get hurt, injured, or even die. So can't argue with that at all. Another thing that stuck out was how the boxing game goes and why he moved the way he moved, like leaving Top Rank and by promotion and guarantees. And the one they asked about was BOK Prime, and he was like, he was in negotiations with Earl, and they called. He was like, well, I don't know, I'm in negotiations with Earl. And he said it wasn't no paperwork filed or nothing. They were just talking back and forth. And he said he felt like it was going nowhere. They gave him that number of how much he was going to get paid. He was like, what? When? He said, hold on. He called Earl on them back. I need XYZ. They weren't talking right. He said, I'm going to get that. And he went and got it. Then he called back Earl like, what's good? In the midst of that, they found the hedge fund to pay Earl and Terence to finance that fight. He admitted, yeah, you got to know this business, because I'm kind of glad we didn't take that hedge fund, that money, because we wouldn't have got paid until they recuperated their money, XYZ, and we'd have definitely been on the back end. In other words, they wouldn't know when they would have got their money. And I thought that was dope. Then he went on and so on. And was more questions asked that led to, how promoters treat fighters. If you good, they'll keep you at a certain level. They won't put you in there with the toughest competition, because you're popular and They don't want you to cash cow. They want you to keep bringing money in. You selling tickets. He was like, why would I put you in there with somebody tough or they can hurt you? So, you got fighters, and then you got fighters that are really good. They just won't promote them in that manner because then they know the fans would want that person to fight such and such. He said it's a shady, he said it's a shady game, whatnot. So you could be stuck. Then he was like, you got guarantees and percentages. He was like, this fight, I got a percentage of everything. Merchandise, you name it. The gate, everything. He was like, but if you're a guaranteed fighter, you take X, Y, Z, and that's all you getting after the fight. Now, I pretty much knew all of that, but it's just refreshing to hear a boxer that's not afraid to talk about the boxing game. I started to feel like it's like an unwritten rule that we can't talk about this. And in a sense, I kind of feel like it is an unwritten rule. Like, is it okay to talk about this or not? I don't know. We can only wait and see the outcome. But he was just spilling the beans, man, and about his finances. Because like I said, Earn Your Leisure is primarily about stocks, finances, and things like that. So they was asking him questions about things like that. And he was like, yeah, man, I own land. Shout out to Bud for this, putting his money in the right place. He took care of his family with his first $1 million. Then he was like, I got to start doing stuff to, generate, generational wealth. My man said he owned 4 apartment complexes, over 40 houses, and he owned a shit ton of land. That's what I'm talking about. And my favorite line in the whole episode, he said, they making everything else, but God ain't making no more land. So I be trying to tell people that, bro. I really do. That whole note you be shocked getting a piece. You be shocked getting a piece of land and not knowing what you're gonna do with it. But as long as you got it, you never know who wanna do a new development or what's coming along in that area, man. And that little money you pay for that land can be worth so much more. Like I say, shout out to Bud. I watched the parade. I thought that was dope. He got a parade. The mayor sold him, I believe it was another building for $1. Because for what he does for the community, them kids go to B&B Academy. Hey, that is dope. All around, I don't want to take too much from that podcast, but it was so much in there that was just telling that he just was laying it all out. You know what I'm saying? Especially how promoters act, they align with these titles, and where does the money go, and why do I have to pay to be champion, and why certain fighters don't care, and stuff like that. Even talking about the Tank fight, and why he was talking to Charlo. He said he was talking to Charlo because he was next up at 154, and he already kind of spilled the beans on his walk around weight on another show. But just for the sake of him, now he thinking he shouldn't say that. So, he say he walk around at 147. But he quite comfortable where he is. But there was something else I want to leave for y'all. And y'all can answer this down in the comments before I get up out of here. My brother that's on the left, when you watch it, he asked a good question. Wouldn't it be best that the judges scored round by round and they have a scoreboard showing who's winning the fight? I think that would be dope, real time, because we have to wait till the fight's over to see if it's going to be a mishap or not. I think it would be dope. I think it will make the fighters go even harder. That's just my take on it. Let me know what y'all think, especially if you check it out. Like I say, Earn Your Leisure. If you check it out, come back over this way, leave a comment on it, man. But yeah, would you want to see the scores round by round on a board like sports? You know what I'm saying? I think that would be dope, man. Again, I am your boy Slick 50 for GMT Boxing or GMT Sports, GMT Podcast, the Judges Table Podcast. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.